All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in this truth. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwathim, that listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Pathak Amath Jim as Dallas, just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to entitle this one, Spiritual Power is Coming Soon. Spiritual power is coming soon, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord promised these things, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you read in Isaiah 55:11, the Lord says his word does not come back to him void, but it will accomplish the things whereto he sends it. You know, he's a man that he cannot lie, man. You know, when he says something or speaks it, it has to happen, man. And spiritual power has been spoken in the scriptures, man. So spiritual power is coming. We're in the times of spiritual powers. You know what I'm saying? You know? So without any further ado, I'm just going to get a few scriptures just making that point, because spiritual power is coming, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how these brothers out here, whoever they may be, and they're going to be out here, you know, on some other things, man, soon. You know, of course, they're going to be healing the nation, you know, the sincere, the righteous, you know, the hopeful elect, the elect of our nation, you know, the remnant that's returning, you know, which I hope to be a part of that. I brought Sababa Kasha, but, you know, they're going to be healing, you know, and of course, there are going to be other things, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see other things from these men, man, you know. And there's movies out there, Chronicles, and, you know, there's different movies out there that you can go check out to see those type of powers, man, you know. And they're coming to the earth, man, and they're coming to certain men in the coming times, man, you know. But we're in those times, you know, so, and these things are in the scriptures, man. So, hey, man, if you believe the scriptures, you believe the Bible, you know, you got to believe that he is. You know what I'm saying? If you believe that he is, then, hey, there it is right there. And these things are going to be, man, you know. So without any further ado, I want to start with Isaiah, the 40th chapter. And come on, man. Boy, I was clearly in the Old Testament. Look at Satan, man. Isaiah, the 40th chapter. And we'll drop down to verse 29. And it reads, Isaiah 40:29, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. And is there anything that the Lord can't do? You know? So who is the them, man? The elect of the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negroid descent. And of course, the scattered seed that may come looking like the other nation, the heathen, or have the appearance of the other nations or the heathen, you know, but have the spirit of an Israelite, man. You know what I'm saying? Romans, the 8th chapter. You know, you gotta deal with these scriptures, man. Romans, the 8th chapter, verse 16. You know, the spirit bears witness with our spirit that they are the children of the Most High, man. You know, it don't matter what they look like, bro. You know, this ain't a black or white thing. Stop. So he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. You know, we're the meek according to the scriptures. We're the feeble. You know what I'm saying? We're worms. The Lord calls us that. O thou Jacob, roughly paraphrasing, thou worm, roughly paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord calls us worms. Worms are defenseless. You know, we're defenseless, man. We need our power. But with him, you know, nothing can touch us. Like scripture say, if he be with us, who can be against us, man? You know? So verse 30, it says, even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. Yeah, those are the ones that doesn't choose the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you choose the Lord, it's going to be the opposite of that, man. You know, the majority of our people ain't choosing the Lord, man. So even the young of them, the youth, the young men, they're going to fall down, man. You know, they're going to lose. Verse 31, but they that wait upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai shall renew their strength. See, those that wait upon the Lord, man, they're the ones that's going to increase in strength. They're the ones that's going to renew strength. It says they shall mount up with wings as eagles. Boom. Spiritual power, man. That's the ability to fly, man. Mount up with wings as an eagle. Eagle's wings is for what? For flying, man. So those men are going to receive those same powers, man. Flight, to take flight. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So, yeah, they're mighty men. You know what I'm saying? Supermen, superhuman beings on the earth, man. You know? So, let's go to Psalms 144, and that's the spirit. 144, both ways. You got 144, verse 1. You know, that's 144 forward and backward. It's Psalms 144, verse 1, a psalm of David. It says, "Blessed be the Lord, Yahweh Shai, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight." There it is, man. The Lord is going to teach our hands to war, our fingers to fight. So he's going to put it within us to be able to fight, man. For like the ones among our nation that may not have fighting ability, in the coming times, in the coming days, they're going to, you know, it's almost like it reminds me of that scene in what's that movie with Morpheus and Neo. Why can't I think of the title of that movie? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The Morpheus, Neo, when Neo basically was programmed with the martial arts. He got that put into him, programmed into him, man. That's what the Lord is going to do, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to program us to fight, to war, man. You know, you become the baddest martial artist or boxer or whatever on the planet, man. You know, and just going through people, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing. Because it's going to be to another level, man. Not just some normal, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be spiritual power, so it's going to be on another level, man. You know? These things are coming, man. Let's get Psalms 18 and verse 33. This is Psalms 18 and verse 33. It says, "He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places." Yeah, there it is. Where you think they get flash from? You know what I'm saying? The feet of like hinds' feet. You know what I'm saying? Speed. You know. And I'm sure there's other things, you know, you'll be able to, though that represents like, for instance, a deer or whatever that's on a mountain, you know, steep or whatever, and they're able to, you know, balance themselves and stay up there without falling down, man. You know, so, hey, the powers are coming, man. Verse 34, it says, "He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arm." Spiritual power, man. King David, man, you know, he did that. That's where they get Superman from, able to leap a tall building in a single bound. Look in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Superman. That's where they get that from, right here, what we just read. We just read about the mountain up with wings, and that's the flight, the flying that Superman does, and the leaping over the top. King David was doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? The steel bows, you know, they gonna bounce right off, man. They're not going to affect right off our forearms, you know. Well, whoever those men are, Lord willing, I can be a part of that, man, you know. But it says, yeah, he teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arm, man. They're going to break, you know, a steel bow, you know, a bow and arrow, but steel, you know, is going to break, man, you know. Spiritual power, bro. Come on, man. That's spiritual power all day, you know. And what did Yahweh say? As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick in John. This is John chapter 14. And I believe verse 12 is what I want. Red letters, Yahweh speaking. John 14 and 12. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also." And what it says, and greater. And greater works, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So what are some of the works that Yahweh did? Spiritual powers, man, healing people, bringing people back from the dead, you know, the blind, giving them sight, man, you know, lame men, people, you know, that couldn't walk, making them walk again. You know what I'm saying? These are some of the things that he was doing, man, turning water to wine, walking on water, teleporting from one place to another, I remember that one instance where it was a crowd of people and he did that gesture with his hands and they all backed up, had to go backwards, spiritual powers, these things are coming, man. And they're coming to those men because he goes into his Father. I just finished reading. It says, and whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. Verse 14, if ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. There it is, man. So all we got to do is call on them names and ask for the things that we want, man. So, and it's coming, and these things are going to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have faith. You got to believe, man. So let's get one more and we'll bring this lesson to a close. This is Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8. And it reads, in that day, which we're in that day now, shall the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. Then we just read the things of King David, man. Yeah, those things are going to be given to the feeble of our nation, man. It says, and the house of David, the elect, the 144,000, that governing body that's going to reign on this earth in the coming times, David, the house of David, shall be as the Most High, as the angel of the Lord before them. There it is, bro. So the Most High, come on, man. If they're going to be as the Most High, as the angel of the Lord before these people, what do you think that represents, man? What can the Lord not do? Tell me something the Lord can't do. Then boom, he's going to get them that same capability, man. So spiritual power is on the way, man. We're bringing some beautiful things here, bro. But you have to believe. You have to believe. You have to believe that he is. Therefore, these things are, So, hey, beautiful times, man. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, I can be a part of it. Like I said, so with that, hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect. Giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shah Dawadah, Shalom.